And smoke is still pouring into the Bay Area from the Point Fire that started near Healdsburg in Sonoma County. It's creating potentially dangerous air quality for people in Sonoma, Napa, and Marin counties. A spare the air alert already issued through at least today. And let's check in with meteorologist Jessica Burch to talk more about that. And Jessica, what areas are affected? Because I like to promote public transit on days like this when we have spare the air alert.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. By all means, throughout the next couple hours, as we take a look at areas throughout the Bay, well, public transport is definitely going to be a necessity and a lot of different reasons. Of course, it is a spare the air alert day. Our current air quality throughout most of the Bay Area, you see it's in the green. However, you're starting to notice more pockets of unhealthy to very unhealthy categories become a lot more apparent, especially up in the North Bay in areas like Santa Rosa, Napa, Fairfield, stretching its way down into areas close to the South Bay too. And as we take a quick look at the reason why it's so important to, use public transportation and use a lot of caution when it comes to spare the air alert days like today, it has to do with the fact that that smoke is about to spread, and it's going to be a lot more noticeable as we head into the afternoon hours. Wind speeds are going to get gustier. That's going to bring that smoke in from the north to the south. We can see wind speeds anywhere up to around 20 to 30 miles per hour in areas like Napa, Bodega Bay, all the way up into Solano County too. This is just around 2 o'clock. Notice those winds getting gustier near San Francisco and down into the Santa Clara Valley by dinner time hours tonight. Now, there's one thing, of course, when it comes to an ingredient for fire weather conditions, and that's the winds. But it's also relative humidity, too, that we need to keep a close eye on a day like today. We drop down to around 10% relative humidity on average throughout the North Bay just by lunchtime. If you think that's dry, watch what happens by dinner time. Less than 5% in areas like Napa, Vacaville, Fairfield, and Antioch. It is a dry, breezy day for us today, and that is the big reason, I just skipped a graphic, that is the big reason why there is a red flag warning in effect issued by the National Weather Service from 11 a.m. today until 8 p.m. heading into the evening hours tonight for all the highlighted zones and counties on that map. Those zones and counties include the mountains all the way up near Napa and Sonoma, where daytime highs today are hitting the 80s. So at least we're not dealing with extreme heat to add on to this, but we're already dealing with plenty, right? Spare the air alert day. On top of that, there's a red flag warning that'll stay in effect for our friends off into Solano County, like we mentioned, until 8 p.m. Now down along the peninsula, you might notice some poor air quality today because those winds are moving in from the north to the south. That stretches its way down into the Santa Clara Valley too, where we are expecting 80s in sight today, 80s tomorrow, 70s by Wednesday, and then we average out into the 80s and the 90s heading into this weekend's forecast. That's our inland areas. We'll highlight more of the Bay coming up in just a bit. Now over to you, G.